My name is Bailey Harsh. I'm an assistant professor of meat science in the Department of Animal Sciences at the University of Florida. Growing up, I came from a family that half of them were grain farmers, the other half raised Angus bulls in southeastern Ohio, and so had a little bit of family history within the Angus breed, and it was kind of one of those stories very similar to what it is for a lot of young people. They get their first 4-H project and then it kind of spiraled out of control, right? We had this family history in Angus, and when I got involved with my first Angus heifer, we had the opportunity to go to the National Junior Angus Show when it was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and from then on I knew I was hooked. We didn't miss another junior show for the entirety of my junior career. I always knew I wanted to be involved in agriculture, specifically beef production in some capacity, but it wasn't until I started my undergraduate at Ohio State University that I knew I had an interest in the meats area. Being from Ohio originally, I had kind of a home base back in Ohio with the certified Angus beef based out of Worcester. I always had some ambitions to teach. It wasn't really until I got involved more on interacting with some of the team there that I realized the meat side was what was going to be, that was my career option. So I did my undergraduate at Ohio State, and I had the opportunity to join the crew out at Oklahoma State. One OSU wasn't good enough, I had to hit 2. And worked there in beef production as well, and specifically in the area of meat science. From there, I took some opportunities to pursue my PhD at the University of Illinois, again focusing on fresh beef and a little bit of fresh pork quality, just for some flavor, right? And most recently had the opportunity to join the crew down here at the University of Florida as an assistant professor in meat science, where I do teaching primarily and research. And so for me, the binding element to all of those universities, for as much geographical location as I've seen over the years, is that the Angus Foundation was supportive of my education through actually all 3 of my degrees. When you think about going and pursuing postgraduate education, you kind of have to think about it like a business person a little bit. And so when you think about your peers that are going straight out into the workforce and earning a living, they've got 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5, 6 years of pay that you're not being competitive there because you are pursuing this graduate education. And so you're putting off earning potential for the future. But when you think about the ability to be able to afford that postgraduate education because you're not bringing in the same level of income, Angus Foundation really was absolutely crucial in me being able to get that level of education and do that in a way that enabled me to be debt-free and to focus on some of the things that I need to now as a young professional. So when I think about reasons to give back to the Angus Foundation, there's 2 things that come to mind, right? First being their dedication to their young people that they're developing. We know that students and the youth are going to be our future. As an educator, I understand this, but the Angus Foundation absolutely has a really strong understanding of this, and they've made that dedication known through their ability or willingness to give scholarship dollars to help young people like myself.